Whoa, take it easy.
Can't contain it.
He nailed it.
You're so excited about this show.
Excited is not the word I would use.
I don't think the excited is the word anyone would use for this show, which is relevant in 2016.
I'll be surprised if anyone listens to this stupid Bacon Bit.
You can tell our hearts are really in this right now.
Well, everyone knows who has listened to the show, and if you haven't, welcome to Baconsale. You're going to hear a lot of ranting on this Bacon Bit.
I'm Kent.
I'm Joel.
We got to introduce ourselves.
We don't really do that on Bacon Bits.
Who cares who we are?
And Jacob.
Thanks.
But if you've listened to the show in the
still
past,
care
you
about
know
me.
that I have a movie that I absolutely despise. Probably my worst hated movie of all time, and it's Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yep.
And it's made by Tyler Perry and stars Tyler Perry. Is written by Tyler Perry. That movie was. And so I've kind of had this dislike towards anything he's created since then, just because I hated that movie so much without having seen anything
that
else.
was my next question. You haven't seen anything. How could you possibly hate it?
Look, the only honest way to go about this is to watch them all.
Well, I'm just telling you this, Jacob. I'm telling you this.
Everything.
If you went to a Mexican restaurant and you got severe Montezuma's revenge from that restaurant, how long would it take you to actually want to ever go back there again?
2 days, maybe.
I misunderestimated Jacob's love for Mexican food.
He really likes Mexican food.
I do,
And
too.
having the runs.
Oh, I got to tell you guys about this taco place that I found. It's quite tasty.
Nice.
Anyway, so I
is
did
the
not
sequel.
want to watch anything ever, and I bashed on Tyler Perry, and I've seen some clips of stuff, and it just never has struck me as funny.
Right.
But then the listener started getting involved and saying, "Hey, you guys, Boo 2, a Madea Halloween is coming out. You guys should watch it."
It's really, I'm surprised. So Boo 1 came out in 2016. Boo 2
Do we have
this
to call
year.
it Boo 1 or we just call it Boo?
Oh, the original Boo. The original Boo came out in 2016.
You're
Yes.
the original Boo.
Aw, thanks, Bae.
Now I feel like I have Montezuma's revenge. We were talking about whether we wanted to go see Boo 2, a Madea Halloween.
Yes.
And then we decided, we just don't have the foundation we need for this movie, considering all the complex intricacies of the plot and the characters. So
Well, that and we didn't want to watch 2 Boo movies in 1 week. So we're
No.
like, you know what? We're just going to watch the first one and not going to go see the new one in the theater because that seems wrong.
Which was not easy to find. Because you go to any other movie,
$13
any
online.
other movie, and it's like $4.99 on Amazon, maybe $2.99 on YouTube, sure. This was $12.99
Yep.
on
To rent or
YouTube,
buy?
on iTunes, on
Amazon.
They didn't have it to rent; it was all just to buy.
Yep.
You had to buy
this
it
is
for
a purchase
$12.99.
movie. Like, everyone wants to own this.
So I bought 3 copies, one for each of us.
Yeah, okay, tell me this. Did you go to
Burn it. I will
Walmart?
burn that copy.
Go to the $5 bin or the $3 bin. I'm sure you would have found it.
Maybe, but what I ended up doing was going to Redbox because they had it. And
Which is
I
weird,
used
right?
a free code, so I didn't pay $1.50 to see this horrible movie that I hate.
Would you, so that's your review. Thanks, Joel. Jake, so you would have been mad had you paid $1.50 for this
Yes,
movie.
I would have been furious. And also, I want to clarify that Kent did stipulate you cannot be on your phone or your computer or have any other sort of distractions. You have to watch this full force. Basically, he pried my eyes open like in Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, Malcolm in Clockwork
and
Orange.
made me watch this horrid piece of filth.
I wanted it to be like an
Piece of filth, though?
interstellar.
Piece of filth.
I want it to be like an interstellar type of experience where you don't look at your phone and you want to make sure you at least like 3 things from this movie and take notes.
He made me write 3 positive things about this movie.
I can't not wait to hear those 3 things.
I have a feeling I know which one. Well, one of them are.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can tell you right now that the movie ended. Right?
Too easy. I actually did look for some positive because this also, and this may sound shocking, was not as bad as Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
too, right?
What?
A lot of awards. It's
No.
picked up tons of awards last year.
Although
I
it did
think.
make $70 million.
70
On a budget of 20, it
million
made $70 million.
Okay, and why did it cost $20 million? Because the only
How
actor
is that
is
possible?
Tyler Perry.
He must have paid himself real well.
Yeah, he's in
Right.
3 different roles in this. But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Are we?
We are, because we're going to begin with
Are
this
we,
review.
though?
And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to be spoiler free for the
There's
first little bit.
Absolutely nothing to talk about.
And then we're going to go into, we're going to review it like any other movie because we're just going to give it the courtesy of reviewing it like any other movie, even though it does not deserve to be a movie. But like I said, this was not as bad as Diary of a Mad Black Woman
Why was that so much worse? I haven't seen any other Tyler Perry movie. Why was that worse?
because
Because that started off an empire.
It did. Well, actually, we'll get into
There
that
were the plays
thing
and
too,
everything,
yes.
yeah.
But let's just go through it real quick. So this is written, directed, and starring Tyler Perry, who plays Madea, a sassy woman, Medea's nephew, Brian, and Medea's brother, Joe, who's Brian's dad. So he's playing three different characters in there. It's kind of like I believe on CinemaSins they called him an Eddie Murphy light.
Yes.
Here's the plot synopsis. Oh, man, this just makes me sick.
You're the one doing it.
I know, but
Kid
I'm
be
trying
reading
to.
this right
I'm giving
now.
it common courtesy. Medea winds up in the middle of mayhem when she spends a haunted Halloween fending off killers, paranormal poltergeists, ghosts, ghouls, and zombies, while keeping a watchful eye on a group of misbehaving teens. That's not even close to the plot.
It's
That's not
it's
the
nowhere
plot at all.
near
That
the
is
plot.
not the plot. That's a total lie.
I will boil down the plot for you right now, gentlemen. Do
Let's
it.
hear it.
The plot is this. A dad doesn't want his daughter to go to a party, so he asks his aunt to come over, and she brings over three sassy old people, and they sit around and just throw crude talk at each other the entire time.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the movie. And
And
it's
they think
terrible.
there may be ghosts, and they pull pranks on each
Hold
other.
on.
Yes.
We're in spoiler free.
Yeah, we're spoiler-free territory.
I'm
So ruin this.
So this,
Okay, Ken.
This
Gosh.
movie also
Lines,
stars,
man.
But this appeals to someone maybe because it has a bunch of YouTubers in it, like Dom Mazzetti, Yusuf Arakat, FozzieTube, Liza Kashi, and
He's just
a
making up
couple
names
others.
right now. I
Yeah, you
swear
are.
he is. Yeah.
And then the movie was shot in 6 days.
Oh, that is surprising. It seemed like it took at least 3 months.
I
Man,
know.
that's one way to spend $20 million in 6 days.
Yeah.
And the film netted $74 million between domestic and international runs. $72 million was domestic. They got another $2 million worldwide.
This movie gives me the international runs. That's for sure. Theme of this
now
show.
here's the part that's going to make you a little sick. Having only a 6-day shooting schedule, it made roughly $12.3 million per day of shooting.
Not cool.
It's rated PG-13 for drug use and references, suggestive content, language, some horror images, and thematic material. Runtime, 103 minutes, but it feels like 666 because this is a miserable experience and I hated it. I hated it. I hate you. I hate you. And I hate the listener for making me watch this.
Take it easy.
I hated this movie.
So what's your grade?
It's I can't even lie. This is an F. This is a straight F.
Have you ever given a straight F?
To Die of a Mad Black Woman.
Yeah, but this is better, so it's at least a D minus.
No, it's like
Yeah, that's true.
if there's an F plus, maybe, but
There's like a
so it's
higher
an
F
F
so
plus.
Die of a Mad Black Woman got 0 stars from me, like
Yes.
0. This
That's the only movie to ever get 0 stars from you.
Dolphin Story of a Dreamer was close, but this one I think maybe got a half star because maybe even a
Look,
full 1 star.
That's basically
Wow.
saying you love it. 1 star? I mean, wow.
Maybe because, like I said, there's going to be parts that I'll talk about that I'm like, I didn't hate this as much, but it usually had nothing to do with Madea or her surrounding geriatrics, who the only source of comedy comes from them saying shocking things.
Yeah.
The whole time. They sit there and banter in the one room for 7 minutes straight. I hate this movie.
The scenes are so long.
So-
they go in circles.
Joel, here's where I think you have it wrong. Like the characters.
I'm listening.
Okay,
Yeah,
look.
go on, Ken.
The
This will
fact
be
that
interesting.
the fact that Tyler Perry can not only play himself in this movie, but he can play an older woman and also an older man. Like the range that this man has.
Yeah, you got to hand it to him, you know?
and that he disappears into the roles so effortlessly that it's just I can't lie
Hold on,
anymore.
I'm Googling how to murder someone in their sleep. Give me a second. One moment.
We talked
here.
about that in the last show. This movie is abhorrent.
Yes.
It is.
Can I explain
Sure.
something?
It seems
So-
like you're not done.
Well, no. I watched this with my wife, and she was in the room with me. And after it was over, she said, "I thought maybe you just didn't like this movie because you weren't the right audience for it. Like you didn't understand it." She says, "No, it wasn't only bad in quality; it was also just morally reprehensible. Like,
Right.
It was just it's terrible. Like it's a terrible movie."
Yeah, a lot of the faults I have with it, they're very spoilerful, so I'm going to save a lot of them.
I'll give a couple more Madea facts.
Oh, please do.
So Madea has appeared in 11 plays, 10 fully produced films, 7 of her own, and a couple of television programs. She started off by doing a play,
Yes.
and I Can Do Bad All by Myself, I think it was called, and that became a hit. So then he started making this series of movies.
Let's be honest.
Based on plays
he
that he made.
saw the Clumps. He saw Nutty Professor 2, the Clumps.
Yeah.
And he decided to profit off that. Big Mama's House and the Clumps weren't enough. Why not make this an industry again?
Yes.
But here's the thing, like it's crazy that first movie made $70 million and the new one's out this time around, and it'll probably make it a bunch because I don't think people care about Madea anymore, but it still makes money.
Kent?
Yes?
Total worldwide box office of the Madea movies, just the Tyler Perry Madea movies.
Okay, can I guess?
7 or 8 movies, yes, please guess.
There's only 7?
I think 8 with Boo 2.
I feel like there was like 17.
Well, there's 10, I think, with the 2 guest appearances, but I think there's 8 of his own now.
Okay,
as
so I'm going to go $937 million. Billion dollars.
$937 million. Jacob, you want to go high ball or low ball on that?
Let's go low.
Jacob would get it. It's not quite that egregious. It's only $453.8 million.
That's enough.
For those stupid horror movies. And now Tyler Perry's Madea Goes to Jail is the highest grossing with $90 million. The movie we watched, is the second highest grossing with $74 million.
Yeah, it's thematic. Everyone loves a good Halloween movie. That's not really about Halloween at all.
Here's a funny thing about this movie, though. This made me chuckle, like legitimately chuckle, more than I'd laughed at any part in the movie.
Okay.
But apparently at the box office, it was number 1 at the box office and remained first at the box office, despite dropping 39.6%. It still beat out the newcomer Inferno.
Oh, okay. So wow.
This movie in
is
its
funny.
second week beat Inferno its first week.
Well, guess what? This is the second one will be the number 1 movie this weekend because it's going up against The Snowman and Geostorm.
Oh man, bad weekend.
Geostorm actually has some okay reviews. I was
What?
shocked to see that.
Guess what?
By Al Gore.
Neither movie was screened.
This is the movie everyone's gonna need to see.
Welcome back, Al Gore.
It's always good to have you here on the show.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this one a D- because I feel like your F+ was a little harsh.
I was gonna make a joke, but I gotta keep it family friendly, don't I?
Keep it very family friendly. I'm a little worried about what you're going to say. This is a terrible movie. I wrote several notes where I tried to find the logic in the movie. It became 9 different movies at one point. The pacing is crazy. It's an hour and 40 minutes, which is so long. And I didn't even get the Halloween thrill from this movie, which was disappointing. I think the sequel will give.
You think so?
Because it's actually about monsters.
Well, spoilers.
Oh, okay. I keep doing that.
Yeah, you don't want to spoil this movie. One more little fact I wanted to throw out there just to kind of help me feel better.
We're not going to have time for a spoiler.
They're all rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. All of them.
Yeah.
The highest rated one
That really validates Rotten Tomatoes, wouldn't you say, Ken?
Yes, it does.
I mean, yeah, wow.
The highest rated one is 38%, and that's Medea's Big Happy Family. The lowest rating, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, was 16%.
Wow, and that was the big one. That was the big first one.
Still higher than Batman v Superman, though.
Also, fun fact, Tyler Perry says the idea for Boo was conceived after watching the film Top 5. It's a Chris Rock movie. In that movie, Chris Rock's character enters a movie theater and sees moviegoers lined up for a fictional Tyler Perry movie about Madea fighting ghosts in a haunted house. That movie was also called Boo.
Oh, that's
and so
funny.
Chris Rock made fun of the Madea franchise. And he goes, yeah, okay, let's spend $20 million.
I just feel like that he puts on this costume, that Tyler Perry puts on this Madea costume.
That's Tyler Perry?
And and he thinks
Mind blown.
and he thinks whatever comes out of his mouth is comedy gold. Like
Yes.
they just let them riff. I honestly don't think the adults in this movie
I wrote
had
that.
a script.
Yes.
No, they don't.
I don't think they had a script. I think they just riffed on each other the whole time. Like, oh, this is funny. This is improv. This is funny.
Or riffed with themselves.
But then I feel like the younger
grandpa
actors,
did.
I feel like the younger actors followed the script so closely because they had no idea how to act, and so the older actors are just doing whatever they want, and the younger actors are like reading lines practically on cue cards.
All right, Joel, slow down. Jake,
this
your turn.
movie.
I get a
yeah,
turn?
Jacob saw it too.
I get a turn, guys.
Jacob saw it too.
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
Jacob.
Don't worry, Joel will jump in at some point.
Look, first, I have to backtrack on Geostorm because apparently it's gone down. It's only 29% now. So I don't want any bad facts out there. Also, Happy Death Day.
29% is how much is left of our polar ice caps.
That's pretty high. Happy Death Day got 67%. That's way too high.
It's a bad movie.
That's bothering
But
me.
if it's cheap, fun thrills,
Anyway.
sure.
It's better than Boo.
It's better than Boo, because Boo isn't funny and it isn't scary.
Hey, you haven't seen the second one, man. Don't judge. Just stop right there. Look, now I'm going to tell the story about how I watched this movie because I went and looked it up and it was $12.99 to watch anywhere. At which point I said,
You didn't pay $12.99.
At which point I text these guys on our messenger and I say, how important is it that I watch this?
And guess what? We were both pissed because we had to watch this movie.
And I really tried to get out of it. And they basically started group yelling at me that I have to watch it. Like, I'm like, oh, whoa, calm down. Okay.
We drink the poison, Jacob. You got to drink the poison too.
So Joel gives me like 8 links to different red boxes that have it. And so I'm like, this is
codes. I wasn't going to make you pay for it.
That's true. Well, I go online, right? And I find this place and it's like, watch it for free. You know, these terrible sort of places. And I'm like, this isn't going to work. All right. It's okay. I'll click once just in case, right? Just roll the dice.
You're infected, aren't you?
So
how much malware did you get for Boo?
So it starts. It's there, right? And it opens up a new tab, and it's like beware, your computer has been infected, right? And I'm like, no, it hasn't. I just
Hallelujah.
I hit back, and I'm like, and when I click on you, then I'll be infected, right? If I download anything, and so I go back, and the movie actually starts playing, right? And I'm like, this is weird. There it is. Is this a joke? No, it's really playing. I watched for a minute. It's playing.
That's what I do during the whole movie. Is this a joke? No, it's really not.
Are there jokes? Nope.
No. Here's what they did though. They don't have a volume button. There's no drag, so you can't change where you're at. You can't play or pause. And anytime you touch anything, it opens up that new tab to try to get you to download
that's what
stuff.
They do.
Yeah.
But it actually plays the whole movie, right? So that's how I watched it.
So you did watch it?
Yeah, I did.
And
give us your spoiler-free thoughts.
Was it worth the virus?
Was it worth the viral infection that you have now and that your computer
in your
might
brain
have?
and your computer?
Well, it's still not as bad as the one I got from that Mexican food earlier. Anyway, you want to go tomorrow?
I'll go.
All right. No, here's the thing. I wanted so much to have a way to defend this movie because I already knew how Joel would feel. And I'm like, I will find a way to defend this. And it's impossible.
Good.
I really wanted to.
I've never loved you more than right now, Jacob. This is it. This is our moment where we finally click.
Oh, long time coming.
It's so bad.
But here's the thing, right? Is I feel like, honestly, Joel, I feel like you need to be harsher on it because you're not being specific enough. You're just saying it's garbage, it's crap. Here's some of the reasons.
I'll get into it in the spoiler full version.
You will?
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, but all right, let me just give slightly more specific general statements. We'll say that, which is a counterintuitive term, but
okay.
Specific general.
It's lazy is the biggest problem.
Lazy. That is a good word.
As soon as it's playing, you're like, wow, this is lazy.
Yeah.
Like someone doesn't respect me enough as a viewer to even try to make something that's good. The writing also lazy, and they don't know how to edit. Like there's no cuts.
No.
Things just go and go and go and then go some more, and then they'll cycle through the same conversations. And I'm like, seriously, guys? Have you even seen a movie before?
They'll let them repeat the same conversation for, like I said, for 7 minutes in one scene, and it's only to pad the runtime.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Here's my only positive thing. I don't mind watching Tyler Perry playing Brian, right? Like I don't like him as a regular
You mean
dude.
Bill Cosby? Who you calling Pops? Pudding Pops? Pops? Once Pop, you don't stop?
Probably shouldn't compare him to Bill Cosby.
He seemed like Bill Cosby in this movie a little bit.
He did write into the movie. He was the writer. And he did write into the movie that his daughter's
Friends called him
high
hot.
school friends think he's hot.
I did notice that too. Actually, I was like, really, dude?
A little creepy.
That's weird. And then I'm like, oh man, he's just an old dude. But anyway, so I'm gonna have to go with straight F2 with Joel.
Okay.
Oh, dang it. I want to be F2.
No, you gave it the highest rating.
No.
This is your favorite movie.
It's an F.
I wanted to go D-, but it just can't do it. I just can't say it. It's
Right.
just not. All right. So
Let's get in the spoiler
let's
full
do it,
area.
yeah.
Joel, if you will.
This movie sucks. We're going to spoil it.
Time for spoilers.
All right. First thing you should know about spoilers, everybody, is that you really can't spoil it because nothing happens.
This is exactly. I'll tell you exactly what happens. So these underage girls are invited to a party. Doesn't want them to go. They end up going. They find out they're underage. They kick them out. And then the party goers decide to play pranks on the old people by dressing up as a clown or zombies.
Zombies in the middle of the woods.
In the middle of the woods. And we'll get into the inconsistencies there.
Sure.
But that's all the movie is. And then, so they have this horrible, terrible, foul-mouthed movie. Like I kept trying the whole time to figure out who this was for.
Yeah.
It's not for kids.
Nope.
Because it's pretty vulgar. and they drop an F word in the middle of it.
Yep.
And I was like, that was unexpected. It can't be for adults because it's too ridiculous in plot.
It's juvenile.
And I can't see how teens would think this was cool.
I'll tell you exactly what it's for. It's for juvenile adults. That's all.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's it. It's the Adam Sandler crowd, right? Is that same
You
thing.
can't imagine, though, that 7-minute scene that people are just falling over themselves, dying laughing on this one, though.
No, they just chuckle sometimes. It's just like, they want to have fart jokes at their family, right? And then just riff off each other and laugh.
I don't think
That's
there was
what
a
they
fart
want.
joke in this entire movie. Props to it. I don't think there was a fart joke.
There was a few other jokes, which are probably worse than fart
we'll get
jokes.
to that. So let's start with the good, first of all. I
Okay.
feel like we've been very negative. Let's get into the
sure.
good. So I will give my good points here.
I can't wait.
I looked for legitimately good things.
Okay, I'm ready.
For example, the costumes that the college people use looked like costumes that college people would wear.
Wait, like the frat guys looked like frat guys?
I mean that whenever you see these movies and TV shows, people always really have these elaborate, really expensive looking costumes, really professional makeup and hair. And it always looks a little kind of like, wow, that's fake. This one, they looked like they were wearing costumes that college kids would actually buy.
The scene looked believable.
Yes.
That
in
is-
costumes only.
That's
I'm finding the positive.
this is not a compliment.
This is the really weird
Oh my
compliment.
gosh, I'm going to
Point
fall
number
asleep to
two.
these compliments.
Yeah.
Point number 2, the college boys did make the girls go home once they realized they were 17. They drew that line
was weird.
and said, no, go home.
That was so weird.
It was very weird.
And it wasn't funny?
No. And it's funny because once again, I watched the Cinema Sins thing of this, and he talks about how, well, it's not like they're drinking, so
Yeah.
they must be implying that this is about having relations, but they weren't really going there. It's like they didn't want to be too naughty, but they wanted to still kind of go with the naughty point. But
Yes.
I was
anyway.
trying to figure that out too. It's like, well, they're not drinking, so what's underage
Yeah.
then? Like, is it just about sex? Because they're not doing that. So what is it
Exactly.
trying to get at? Okay.
And
In
then
fact,
finally-
at no point has anyone done anything wrong at all in this movie.
No. And finally, my
Besides making
third
it.
good
Besides
point
making it, yeah.
is that Tiffany, played by actress Diamond White,
That sounds like a different
I
kind of
looked it up.
industry.
That looks like it's her real name.
Are you
Apparently.
sure?
It's Betty's daughter.
But she's a singer apparently. But she did a good job of
Granddaughter.
making me hate her.
No, but then she
She was supposed to make me hate her, and she
was
did a
the
good
annoying
job.
daughter, but then she brought the family angle back in when she told Tyler Perry, "Dad, you never stand up for yourself, and Mom left for this reason." I'm like, is this a story?
Are they really trying to cram a message in at the end of this movie?
Yeah.
yeah, it's so short. It's
And
sad.
and don't forget the church scene when Madea decides she's going to accept God and be saved, and they try to have this spiritual moment
On Halloween night.
on Halloween night, which then suddenly turns into the next night. The timeline was all over the place.
This movie was all
So there's
over
my
the
good.
place.
That's my good, Kent. What were your good points?
Can we stop talking about this soon? I hope
Okay,
so.
Yes, let's get through the good quickly so we can get to the bad.
My good was basically my own creativity because I found less good in this movie than you did. So I have to give it an F as well. My good
no,
is...
you gave it a D plus, I think.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It's a D minus leading to an
C
F.
minus.
I think it was a C minus is what Kent said.
Same score as Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Best film in years, Kent Dunn. Best Tyler Perry film in years.
I
Kent
could add
Dunn.
some qualifiers in there if I may. So mine was I was coming up with sequels for Tyler Perry. I feel like he should call me. I feel like I'm going to have my next pitch show.
Yeah,
will
he's
be
gonna love this show.
Tyler Perry. So it's going to be his next movie will be. So I have 4 good ideas and they're all mine.
Is one of them Star Trek?
Medea in Manhattan,
Why?
like Maid in Manhattan.
God.
Also Medea of Honor, like Maid of Honor.
Stop.
Also
I like these.
DEA. And she works for the DEA, and she's trying to find a Walter White character.
They're going to use that one.
DEA.
They're going to use that one.
And then it's a mad Medea world.
Don't taint the name of Mad World.
What do you think? Those movies will be made.
They will be
Greenlit.
made. Man, Jacob's still on his run from last week.
That's the only positives I could find about this movie. And it ended. I couldn't find one joke. I kept going. I actually made a timer in my notes. I'm like 4 minutes in, no jokes. 6 minutes in, no jokes. 10 minutes in, they're trying, still just perverted.
I made a conscious effort, not to not laugh, but to allow myself to laugh if something funny happened. I didn't smile once. I almost laughed once. Like a laugh kind of went up into my throat, but didn't actually make it out. And it's because I realized, well, no, that really wasn't that funny. So
Actually, I'll say this is one positive. The movie knows what it is. It keeps calling out the fact that Madea is a man in this movie. So it's self-referential.
they did do that.
It's like, before I die, you should know she's a dude or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay. I get it, and that's
But
kind of
still,
funny.
it's more of a wrinkled brow than a ha ha ha.
Yes, exactly.
Jacob, do you have anything positive to say about this movie? Okay. So, it isn't funny at all. Like it really wasn't. Here's what I think is funny: clever banter, witty dialogue, well choreographed physical comedy, and unexpected twists.
Yeah, there were twists here.
Are you describing Madea?
Unexpected twists. Here's what this movie thinks is funny: old people swearing, old people saying raunchy things, old people twerking, old people smoking marijuana, child abuse. By the way, Madea beat a four. This is mentioned in the movie. Madea beat a 4-year-old kid to the point he had to be put on life support, and they laugh about that in the movie. It's a joke,
Saying it was the boy's fault.
yeah. And then the dad throws the kid off the roof, and he gets impaled in his man parts by a pencil.
Yeah, and so that joke goes on for about 2.5 minutes.
Yes, it does. And the whole time I was thinking, this is like a very poorly executed version of While You Were Sleeping, which actually had kind of a humoristic tone there. They also think insulting young fat children to be funny. There's a whole scene where they just sit there and insult this poor little boy. Predictable jokes and funny.
No, they were fat old people making fun of fat young people. Is funny. Yeah.
And then making predictable jokes and making funny faces and or voices. I feel like they put the makeup on, did a silly voice and said, that's enough. I make no more effort.
I feel like we're missing the point, though.
That's a good tackling for the whole movie, actually.
I feel like they saved all the good stuff for the sequel. Don't you think?
I think so.
I feel like this was an origin movie of
You're
sorts.
probably right, yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the character growth will happen
You
in
guys
the
want to go
sequel.
see it after this?
Actually, let's do it.
No.
I bet there's a show.
I'm going to go back to that Mexican restaurant. I mean, even the blooper reel wasn't funny. And I love blooper reels.
Yeah, I purposely kept the movie on, even though I'm like, yes, credits. Oh, there's a blooper reel. And it was no good.
And it did have my favorite thing.
It was only 6 days.
You guys, as if this movie weren't bad enough, they also had a musical cameo by an actual musician. Tyga was at the college frat party.
Was that the worst lip sync scene you've ever seen in your life?
I don't know, because I was clawing my eyes out at that point.
Why? I don't know why you would, because Madea was rapping.
Yes, she was.
She was like, oh, I hate this. I hate this. I really hate this. And it kept going. I was like, what is going on?
It kept
And the other
going.
lady was twerking, and it was just
Madea
bad.
supported, this is a fact about Madea, Madea supported her children by stripping, pole dancing, professional wrestling, among other things. That's what it says in her bio on Wikipedia, the source of all knowledge and truth.
Were those her powers and abilities? Do you have her weaknesses?
Yeah. Well, her weaknesses are doing comedy.
This is the kind of movie where it's funny that old ladies are their weed smoking grannies, basically. You had jack-o'-lanterns that said, I love Jesus.
What'd you say? I got a prescription!
Yeah, and the next one was like 420. Like, that's the joke.
No, one was a marijuana leaf, one
Yes.
was 420, in the middle it said, I love Jesus.
Yeah, that's the joke.
I don't like it. I don't get it, and I don't like it. It was just dumb. And they kept using the same joke over and over again. Like, she kept pulling out her card saying, I have a prescription 20 times during the film.
Okay. So, didn't you think it was weird how strange this movie got? Even besides the no comedy, which we've talked about. It was Madea trying to pull tricks on people that pull tricks on her, which she had no time to plan any of this.
Not only that, but okay, in the movie, the boys come over and they hack. This is the word they use. They hack into the TV, the lights, and the plumbing.
The plumbing?
They hack into the plumbing. That's what they
Obviously.
say in the movie.
That's the first place you hack.
And even if you can justify the
I've
fact,
hacked the plumbing before.
even
It
if
was
you can
bad. After Montezuma's revenge.
That's my next joke,
Jeez.
actually. Yeah.
but even if you can justify the fact that they have a magical little button that will make the lights flicker,
They're frat guys.
sure, why not?
Hit the button.
Even if you can justify the fact that they've created a whole movie that they could hack into their TV and play it on their play this movie on their TV. Even if you can believe that they can somehow sneak into the house without being heard up into the attic, how did they write on the mirror in the fog?
Oh, yeah.
That does not make any sense, and they never go ahead and explain that. Like, if the words were there when she came out,
I forgot about that.
that's one thing.
One word for you, Joel. Science. That's how.
I know
Look
all
it
about
up.
Science. All right, we've gone on really long about this
Yeah,
movie. We got to
all
wrap
right.
this puppy up.
Oh, no. Actually, I have another good point. See, there are good points. This is a D- movie. Huel from Breaking Bad was in this movie.
Oh yeah, I saw him on the
Is
bus.
that the end of your
yeah,
point?
at the end
Yes.
when Madea pulls that prank you were talking about, where she employs the entire police force and they bring
And
a bus
actual
full
prisoners.
of real convicts,
Yes.
and put kids on the bus with them because they have a fake dead body in the basement. Oh, I will say this: this is actual positive.
Okay.
Liza-
Huel's in the movie. That's a positive.
Well, yeah, but Liza Koshy, who played the preacher's daughter, I did not find her to be terrible.
No.
She was the only part of the movie that I kind of went,
No, I noticed that too.
I'm
actually.
buying into your story. Like, you actually seem like you're doing a good job here.
Yeah, she showed up.
She's trying.
And
Hey, it's a
like
pointless
she's
effort.
Right.
And it could be because I know her YouTube channel. She actually seems like a very nice young lady. But I liked her at parts of this movie.
Considering she probably only had one take for every scene.
I wonder if she was meant to be the daughter, and they're like, actually, you're too likable. We need someone that everyone's going to hate immediately.
All right, listener.
Just like this movie.
We're sorry if this has been a little too one-sided, but I promise I tried to find good things to balance this, and it just wasn't possible.
I don't think any of you should watch this. In fact, don't watch this movie.
Please don't.
I know normally we say, go out and see it. Prove us wrong. And I'm just telling you right now, it's terrible and you're not going to like it.
He's wrong. It's worth the $13.
But go see Madea.
No.
Go see that one.
Yes. And
DEA.
Yeah.
I
exactly.
will
That's
exact revenge on all of you who suggested that we should watch this by hacking into your plumbing. Deal with that.
Invite us over.
This has been Baconsale. Not in my nature, not because I hate you.